I did say that I was going to be growing a lot more food this year, so in this video I'm going to be planting up a boatload of strawberries in the front of my house. In the front and the side of my house. Why not? Because I said I want more fruit, so why not just grow anywhere I can? Let's go! What's going on, my plant peoples? I am the ADHD gardener where I use gardening, houseplants, and humor as a form of mental health therapy. And I got a lot of strawberries to plant up. This is going to be a two-part series because I'm growing strawberries all up in the front of my house. And I'm doing it two different ways. So in this video, I'm going to be planting it directly in the ground on the side of the front of the house. And in another video, I'm going to be building a bunch of planter boxes for the front of my house for the windows. Yeah. One of my many dreams and goals that I have in my life is owning a nursery one day. So I figure I'm gonna go to my own small nurseries and small local garden centers and see what they have. And of course I found one that had a boatload of strawberries. They had entire trays of them. And I don't have them now because I kind of planted them all. I did say I was gonna be growing a lot more food this year, so why not get a whole entire tray of strawberries and figure out where in the world I'm gonna put them. And I don't have any more space, so why not use the front of my house and the side of my house. And then the other side of my house. Why not, right? I've got a lot of work to do because this is exactly where I'm going to be putting my strawberries. I have a lot of lilies and flowers that I'm going to be keeping, so I'm going to be planting the strawberries in the back. Eventually, I'll be moving the flowers in the fall time. I'll just dig up the bulbs and then move them somewhere else. But for now, I like the flowers. So I need to clear up this area. It's looking a hot mess right now. Well, it is on the side of the house. So I'm just going to clean this up, plant the strawberries right in that area, and then mulch it up in the end. And of course, I have to put a fence around it because I have deer, and those deer are going to eat up all of my stuff if I do not. When you see strawberries at the store, you're probably thinking to yourself, man, these strawberries are kind of small. You know, can't we just pack in a bunch of strawberries in one little small area? Now, technically you could, but you got to keep in mind that strawberries have runners, which means they kind of propagate themselves. They make a bunch of strawberry babies, and eventually over time, those strawberry babies are gonna just keep spreading and spreading. So that means that you really don't have to plant a lot of strawberries in the beginning, because as the strawberry plant grows, it's gonna keep off, sending a bunch of runners out of here. So that means you can plant those runners, and that means you're gonna get more strawberries for free. And that's what I like. That's another good tip also. When you're trying to figure out what type of fruit or even veggies to plant, if you're wanting to do this where it's one, a perennial, and two, they keep spreading, spreading more and more. I'm leaving these leaves here from last year because one, they're gonna be covered by mulch and compost. And the second thing is that as they're covered with the compost, it's gonna be breaking down and offering some more nutrients. So I'm just gonna leave this here. Not to mention that it's probably gonna be helping in suppressing the weeds that are still in this area. So let's get to digging. Check the soil out. You're gonna notice like some white stuff around here. That's actually, I'm thinking, well, based on what I've kind of learned, is that that's mold fungus, well, leaf fungus or leaf mold. I think that's what that is. Maybe not here in this area, but we can see it here. Lots of like whiteness. I mean, it's kind of hard to see. There's gonna be like a lot of white pieces. Hold on, let me get in there. Look at that. This is looking really, really good. I mean, this is still gonna take a lot more time to break down. Of course it is. And what I was thinking is that if you have a lot of material that needs to be broken down, it's gonna be sucking up a lot of nitrogen from the surrounding areas. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. So that means I'm gonna be adding a little extra nitrogen because maybe it would be stealing the nitrogen that I'm gonna be providing for the for the strawberries. Not really sure. If you know any better, let me know down in the comments below. But this is what I've been thinking. So I'm gonna be, well, it actually looks really good. So I'm just adding some fertilizer, granular fertilizer. If you have compost, ideally use compost. I have compost that I get for free. I've done a video on that. I'll drop that link down below. But it doesn't seem to be as rich as I would like it to be. So I'm just going to be adding, I am going to be adding that compost, but I'm also going to be adding some granular fertilizer. Remember, if you get fertilizer now, get a bunch of it now. Store it, because I have a feeling, because this is exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to have a feeling that this fertilizer, the inflation is really going to hit toward the winter time. I'm not saying it is, but I have a feeling that that's what's going to happen. So if you can find this now, stock up on this now. But I'm going to be using this, and so I'm going to be using this granular fertilizer and adding it to where I'm going to be digging, or well, planting the strawberries. See, right there. A little here, a little there, a little there. And then I'm going to be topping them off with compost. Let me see if I can try to word this the right way. So I apologize if it doesn't really come out clearly, but let me see if I can try to get this right. When you're trying to grow strawberries, you have to kind of figure out, do you want strawberries all year? All season, I mean, rather, not all year, but all season. Or do you want strawberries just in the beginning of the season? I'm going for strawberries all season. Spring, summer, fall. Okay, that's my plan. That sounds like a good plan, right? I want strawberries all season long. But that comes into play the variety of strawberries. Not every strawberry is going to give you strawberries the entire season. Some only, sprout fruit in the beginning of the springtime, and then you have other varieties that will go all summer until the frost. And that's what I have. I have ever-bearing strawberries. That means that they will be giving me fruit the entire season, and that's what I love. All right, not springtime, because maybe not springtime is not exactly good for these ever-bearing, but you will be getting them summer and fall. What's going to happen about springtime? That means you're going to be picking another strawberry variety that fruits in the springtime. So in my backyard, I have strawberries that are fruiting in like right now, but they stop fruiting right after the spring. That's it. They don't go all year round. They just stop. That's where the ever-bearing ones are going to come into play, because once the spring fruit, strawberry fruit over there in my backyard, that stops, that means in the summertime, these in the front are going to be fruiting. So that means I'm going to be having strawberries all season long. All right, so keep that in mind. This is what I'm calling root bound. Now, it's not exactly 100% root bound, but it is damn near getting there. You can tell that it's starting to get root bound because of the different colors of your leaves. Once it starts getting root bound, I mean, there's technically not any more soil that's available to your plant, so it's starting to grow yellow. And that's a sign, a telltale sign. Oh my gosh, they have so many signs. I mean, yellow can mean freaking damn near anything. It means like 4 different things. But for this situation, it's the beginnings of root boundness. But we're going to be planting it up, so that's not going to be a problem. This compost is partially broken down already, so it's just going to get mixed in. So I'm just going to plant this up, and I'm not too worried about covering everything because I'm going to be adding another layer of mulch, or compost right on top of this. Okay. I got a lot of stuff going on in here. You could remove the leaves, but I'm not really going to remove them at all. Okay. You would think you'd be done, but I actually wanted to make it look a little prettier because I have a lot of leaves that are just kind of just chilling there. And if we're in springtime, you really don't want to see a bunch of leaves for aesthetic reasons, okay? Because fall, leaves is something that you normally see in the fall time. And we're in spring, and I'm not trying to see a bunch of leaves right now. So I needed to cover it with some compost. The compost I used is actually free. I did a video on that. If you haven't seen that, I'm gonna drop it down a link in the description below so you can go check that out. But I have access in my town for free compost. So I'm gonna be using that free compost and putting it right on top of the garden beds because it kind of looks like mulch if you really think about it. Technically, that is compost, but it's not exactly maybe that nutrient rich. It could be, who am I don't really know. But either way, it's free. So I'm gonna be using that to cover all of those leaves because I really don't wanna see leaves in the middle of summertime. Okay, now I'm just gonna clean it up because it looks a hot mess. This is just gonna remove all the leftover dirt. And I wanna do it here because there's a little leftover leaves. Now I'm gonna be mulching these strawberries up again, adding more compost, but I want the strawberries to establish first. And I also want them to grow a little bit first because being that they're so small, they're very, very, very close to the ground. So it's kind of hard for me to really cover them all together. So, but all right, that looks so much more cleaned up. Now I'm gonna put the fence, put it around there because I have deer and they will eat all my shit up. Right. I had this wire fencing in my backyard and I did not throw it away because I knew that someday I would be needing more fencing. And of course, I needed more fencing today. So that actually kind of works out. If you want to plant out in the front of your house, go for it. If you want to plant on the side of your house, also go for it. I don't see really a problem with it. And if you feel discouraged because you may be wondering what other people are going to say about you or what other people are going to think about you, don't even worry about that. Not even that. You want to be doing this for yourself. Screw what other people think, right? That's what I'm thinking. I don't really care if other people say, oh, Jackie, why are you growing fruit in front of your house? Why do I care what they think? I'm growing food for me. I'm growing food for my family. So I'm not going to worry about other people's opinions about what I'm doing or not doing. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you got some good information out of it. Let me know, are you going to be growing strawberries this year? And if you are, where are you going to grow them? I would love to know. Are you going to be growing in the front of your house? Are you going to be growing in the back of your house? In containers? Pots? Anywhere, just let me know. If you did enjoy this video and you want to show me some love, then don't forget to smash that like button. I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy this video and you want to show me some love, don't forget to smash that like button. I really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't already, then consider subscribing. I drop a video every week, twice. One short, one long. And last but not least, you can catch me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm on there all the time. We can laugh and funny memes and also, just shoot the breeze. Why not? Until the next episode, you guys, where you and me both are going to be growing our happiness one plant at a time, one day at a time. I'll catch y'all later in the next episode. Peace and love.